here in Milwaukee at the Mama Tribe Show. Cafe Ratio concept debut. It definitely caught my attention. I was able to get a hold of Bjorn, the director of design, find out a little bit more about this concept. All right, so tell me more about this bike.
Yeah, this is the RMCR concept. It's really a concept build that the design studio put together to celebrate the performance capability that's within our Red Max platform. The bike started life. It has a 1250 Pan Am ST. Okay. And then what we, looking at our history and our legacy, we really wanted to celebrate the iconography that's in the Willys original XLCR.
And that was the only cafe racer that Harley's ever produced, correct?
It was the first one. This bike holds kind of a special place in a lot of our hearts.
Yeah.
It's a legacy. It's one of the first bikes that really captured my imagination. I was a kid and came into the brand. It's been used in it's kind of a legend. There's a great classic film called Black Rain with Douglas. Check that out.
So you drew a lot of inspiration from
the
that.
bike is steeped in inspiration and history for us. So knowing that there's such an incredible amount of performance capability within Red Max, we wanted to showcase that. And we thought, what better way to do it than combine some of the visual inspiration from an XLCR and capture it in a modern chassis.
Cool.
So obviously you can see the bike is all black, but we're using carbon fiber as a modern material. Lance has gone through and custom hand pinned, striped all of the bodywork. That's really done to kind of help accentuate some of the form. If you're looking at it from this top view, the bike, these surfaces are directly inspired from like that classic long boat tail that was on the XLCR. You'll notice here, even some of the shapes to the surfacing are all designed or meant to invoke that. One of my favorite aspects of it is the twin linked headers. So that was always a part that felt so distinctive on the XLCR, and it was really important for us to capture that. So, you look here, the headers come together almost like a conjoined twin link. Coming back to twin cannons, that was another thing. It's not super common on a contemporary sport bike to see twin mufflers coming out. If you look here, we decided to polish the rims, so they're finished in gloss black with the outer perimeter highlighted. It's another nod to the original. When you look at the low side of this engine, there's a real classic kind of oval graphic to the priming cover. So you look over here, we're playing up some of those shapes in past, but reinterpreting them in a contemporary fashion. Even the 1250 typeface, identical to the original. Moving into the cockpit area. It was important for the fairing to kind of capture some of the same feeling. So we've got the twin TFT gauges here, low slung clip-ons for a little bit more of an aggressive or sporting position. When you look at that fairing, we're even trying to capture, one of the distinctive things for it about me. It's a bikini sport fairing, but I really like the way this original scallop was sculpted. So that's something that the design team tries to incorporate in a modern way, right? So you have this scalloped surface that comes around the hand controls and the clip-ons. It's really meant to evoke some of that same feeling. But obviously the fairing is modernized. It's kind of shrunk wrap. It's really tight around the gauges. If you look under here, this pass-through, that's kind of meant to evoke some modern aero performance. And it's all meant to kind of seamlessly flow with the rest of the bodywork. Up front, there's a lot of performance aspects. You see the Öhlins suspension, Akrapovič muffler. So we're trying to also make a connection to our Hooligan Race Series. It's really popular, really exciting. Highly recommend if you haven't had the chance to see around, get out this year and check some of that out. It's awesome to see guys like Rispoli duking it out. We also have some additional, carbon fiber shrouds here, just kind of enveloping the radiator, bringing it all in, tucking it in tightly. You'll see the custom rear sets here. Another odd to that same shape. So it's about elements that repeat throughout the motorcycle and kind of add to that continuity as a theme overall. And then, one thing that may have been hard to spot, because it was so dark in here. There's a little nod to the original, cafe racer with a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
So
definitely didn't see that part.
we kind of call those Easter eggs. They're like little treats that somebody might discover. Even the gesture of the seat, you'll notice the way the pleats are, the gesture of how the hump comes up and dives down. That's meant to, really evoke this same gesture.
Gotcha. And so what is the difference between this and the Pan America ST? Obviously, aside from the aesthetics, like there's the wheelbase change.
So that front frame that's a Pan Am ST frame. We've shortened up the swing arm a little bit to get a slightly more compact, road focused wheelbase and geometry. The bodywork is all custom one-off concept bodywork for the point of the show, but you may recognize the fuel tank. This is what our Hooligan series is using. That's a fuel tank off of the Sportster S.
That's why I was confused when I first saw it.
So,
it's like, is it a Sportster S? Because the tank.
What's cool about this is we're using a mix and match of parts that exists that are very much, real contemporary parts today, and showing kind of what's capable.
Yeah.
We also want to use this type of bike as a litmus test to show it, get some feedback, see how people react to it.
For sure. And for those wondering, what does RMCR stand?
So RM is kind of a short for Revolution Max.
Okay.
So that's our platform where the 1250, the Max 75 engines. And if you haven't had the opportunity, I don't know if you've ridden a Pan Am ST.
Just the Pan America,
rips.
Yeah,
So
it's a fun bike.
The way that motor comes on when you get on the pallet, it's
I can really move.
Yeah.
I did cross country on the Pan America for 3 weeks.
So
incredible.
I think that's what was kind of really exciting for us is when we're generating this idea.
Yeah.
It was the ability to give that engine a little bit of justice by, wrapping it up in this aesthetic really speaks to what the capability is inherent in that powertrain.
And I saw, so this is one of one, but I did see a little iPad asking whether or not this should be produced. So
yeah, one of the reasons we wanted to do that at the show is, when you're at events like this, you often hear like, "Oh, I love that bike. I love that bike." We thought it would be cool just to give people the opportunity to quantify it a little bit, right? And just kind of ask like, "Hey, do you like it, or how intent are you on? Would you be on purchasing something like this?" And we kind of hope to use customer feedback to just give us a little bit more of the impression.
Yeah. Cool. So then what's the plan for this bike?
This bike is going to go to a variety of shows throughout the year. So I believe you're going to see it at Daytona in about it's coming quick.
Next week. Yeah.
So I know it'll be at Daytona. I believe it's going to be at Coda with the King of the Baggers around there. There's also the Handbill show there. So I think it's really going to travel around, especially to shows and events and races which highlight the Hooligan series. Because our intent is really to, sort of showcase the performance that's within Rev Max.
Will we ever be able to see this thing in action?
It is a runner, yeah. It'll be what you got. I will start it up for you, but I don't want to do it when there's kids behind it.
For sure. Okay.
It's a beast. So once we get some mixture there and
that makes sense.
Kids around, we'll fire it up.
And can you say whether or not this is going to become a production bike, or?
I can't talk about future projects. But it displays it's a concept bike.
Yeah.
And I hope if the reception is is strong and warm. But unfortunately, I can't tell you what the future holds.
So there you have it. First look at the latest cafe racer concept from Harley. So Bjorn, thank you for your time.
Thanks.
Design.
Pleasure.
Keep an eye out for us.